Hi friends, this is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be here with you with Bloom Daily Planners. You can see I have my planners right here ready to go because tonight we are doing a planner Q&A. So I figured we're starting off 2026. I know for a lot of us, the new year really kind of feels like it started today with how the weeks and the timing fell. I know a lot of people are back to work today, back to normal routine. Kiddos are back in school. So it's okay if you really haven't thought about planning or your planner or cracked it open until maybe today. So hopefully I can help you with some advice or options, or I don't know. I'm just here to answer planner questions. So anything that you have in mind, let me know. I do see Brennan's here. Hey, Brennan. I see Robbie's here too. I see my BFF, Random Pretty Secret, always here to support. Love it. And I see Mom's here. So yeah, I have a full stack of Bloom planners here next to me. I brought accessories. I grabbed some questions from Instagram that people left us from our community group. But also, if anyone has questions here, definitely throw them my way. Hey, Nikki. I almost called you Carrie. That's where my brain's at today. Thank you for coming by. I'm just curious, as we kind of are jumping in, does everybody have their planner set up for 2026? Where are we? Where are we in our planning stages? I feel like a couple of you, my true diehard planner girlies, I'm sure have have your planners, at least one of them set up if you're a multiple planner person. Oh, thank you so much. I just love being live. I'm glad the sweetness comes through. I just really enjoy being live and hanging out with you guys. So yeah, this is my actual personal planner. So I brought it to show you. I have started, I have my word of the year. I have a mini version of my mission statement. I want to expand on it a little bit more. I still need to get these front pages done. I wanted to show you because this is real life and not everybody's planners are going to be all filled out. I did print out my vision board, and if you saw my vision board live, you might be like, well, that's not the same. I promise you it's all of the same pictures from the big one we did live, just put on a smaller scale so I could fit it in my smaller planner. But they're all there. Everything's there. So my vision board is there. I printed out my reading list from the free Bloom printables page. And I have lots of those because my goal this year is to read 60 books. So I have those in here. My first 2 books are logged. And then this page, I'm not going to use my bill tracker in here to track my bills. My husband and I have a different system for that. So I'm going to put my 2026 bingo card on here where I have all my goals. But I still need 2 more to fill out my bingo card. I'm stuck. It's a 5x5 with a free in the middle. And I have 2 spots left, and then I'll have my note pages. And then I did plan out January. Okay. That first week, that was a wash. But I also did set up my regular, like now that we're back to work weeks, I set them up just like we did in our plan with me for January, which I can also show you is in here. That was our monthly spread. And then I told you guys I was going to try out this like appointments, to-dos, and home. And then that's exactly what I did in here for this week. There we go. There you guys are. My appointments, planner live, and then my to-dos, and then my home. So I do have a word for the year, Brennan. My word for the year is fun. It's little, but there you go. She's right there. And it's on my vision board. Caitlin's 2026 will be fun because 2025 for me was all about healing and figuring out the right medicines for me and finding the right doctors. And so I feel like it was like a year to like pull back and not like overdo it and kind of be really mindful about how I was feeling and checking in with myself. And now that I'm at a better place with that, I like want to have all the fun stuff back now that I feel better. So fun is my word. Okay. Just a girl loved by God said, is the monthly bill payment tracker in the freebies to print? My planner didn't have that page. Yes. Yes. All of the front pages, I think I'm 99% sure all of our regular front pages of our planners are available as printables as well, so that you can print the extra copies. Let's see. I might have covered that up in this one too. Don't worry. When I said I had a full stack of planners, I really meant I have a full stack of planners. So yeah, the ideal week, weekly scheduling template, habit tracking, which we're going to talk more about. We had a question coming up about that, a random act of kindness, and then spending summary, as well as monthly bill tracker. Those should be available as printables on the website. If you're on the main homepage, bloomplanners.com, you scroll all the way down to the bottom and there'll be a thing that says free printables and downloads. And if you click that, you should see them all there. It might make you sign in, but it's just like your email. So yeah, I brought home a bunch of the planners in case anybody wants to see a comparison of sizes. We'll probably walk through that really quick either way. But I did have the number one question I had, a couple people had left it in there, was asking about how the habit tracking page works. So I want to show you guys that and walk you through it. So she said, how to use the habit tracker front page. She was confused. So the way the habit tracker page works for us is there's 12 lines here. Okay, and then these are meant to be the days of the month. Now, obviously, not all of them you're going to use the 31, and for February, you're not going to use the last few. But the idea is either that you're going to pick one habit for the whole year, or you can just go month by month, and that means you can have like one habit for the first quarter, one habit for the first half, whatever, or every month you can change it up and have a different habit. Yes, Amy, I can show you my bingo card from last year in a second as my example. So for this one, we could say, right, a lot of people in January, it's all health related. It feels like when I'm looking online. So we could say drink 100 ounces of water for January. Okay. And then every day in January that I manage that goal, I'm going to come in and color it in. And you can color that with pens. I have my mild liners here. We can talk about, right, you can do it with a mild liner. They don't bleed through, right, on the back of that. Whatever you need, right? And if you miss a day, you miss a day. Don't feel like you need to guilt trip yourself or somebody's going to think bad of you. This is your planner. You don't have to worry about that. But the goal is, if it's a habit you're trying to build, right, that it'll help you stay mindful about it. And it is an easy place for you to check in on it because it's with you in theory throughout your day. So then we could continue that same goal through January. Maybe say I fell off, right? I made it to the 15th and then I never looked at that again. And checking in February, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really need to get one whole month of drinking water tackled, right? So then you could continue that for February. You work your way around, and then maybe we nailed that in February. And so in March, right, we're going to come down to March and we're going to say, we're going to start upping our steps. So walking, let's say 8K. I don't walk a lot of steps. for March, right? And then we work our way around. So that's how the habit tracker works, that layout. And then the monthly tasks is kind of like the same thing, right? If once a month you want to sit down and have a check-in with your spouse, or you want to have a date night, or you want to have anything that you know that's either like a chore or a habit, something you want to be able to follow up on and remind yourself about, you could put those down here, and then each month that you get it done, you can go through and mark them off. Okay. And if you're like, well, that's great, but I need more habit tracking than that, depending on which planner you're using. This is our vision planner. So in our vision planners are nice. They have the columns and they have the water trackers right at the bottom for each day. But then there's a little habit tracker section for each week as well. So you can have your monthly looking ones there, your yearly habits, and then your specific weekly ones here. And this is, you write your habit here. And then as you do them, right, Monday, Tuesday, maybe we didn't, Wednesday, Friday, we did it. So you can just mark them across the bottom. Okay. And most of them have some kind of habit tracker. See, for the big guys, it's up here. So they might be in a different place. 4x6s, the pocket planners aren't going to have them because there's just not enough room. So if you are somebody who's like, well, I want a pocket planner that can fit in my bag and run around with me, but at home I still want something to track my habits and I don't need 2 whole planners, I brought this to show you guys. This is our monthly habit tracker. So it's that same layout as before, but yeah, exactly. Just a girl just put in the thing, or you can purchase a whole book of habit trackers. Exactly. So you can go through and each month you can put in your like whatever your habits are that you're shooting for, and then mark them around. And that way you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 habits for 1 month. So, and then weekly habits and monthly habits, just like before. So if you need a tiny planner, but you want more habit tracking options for home or work or wherever you need to keep it, those two make a really nice pair. We had a question about my bingo card. Where are you? There you are. This is my 2025 planner. See my reading list from last year. And this was my bingo card. So I make mine in a Word doc. You can just like set up a grid and or like a Google Doc. But you could also do it in like a spreadsheet. You could probably just do it in Canva. You could really just take a ruler and a marker or a pen and make your own grid. So what I do 5x5, right? BINGO. And I put a free in the middle because it's like a gift I can give myself. And then I put all of my goals for the year. I have anything that I want, personal, work, family, whatever, right? So update the chicken coop. Some of my goals are big goals numbers wise. So my goal for, well, you can see I had to edit it. My goal for 2025 originally was to read 30 books. And so I wanted to reward myself with some like milestone ones. So I had like read 10, read 20, read 30. So that it would be like exciting as I like chipped away at my goal. But then I ended up hitting 30 in like September. So I had to add a 50, right? So we did that. I started an IRA this year. I started my garden stuff. I posted 25 YouTube videos. We posted 50 YouTube videos. I didn't hit 75. I got to like 68. That's okay. I did in fact hit bingo, which to me is the goal for me is right to knock off the whole, to fill in the whole sheet, but that's okay. That's not always realistic for everybody. And then I've seen people in the community for ones like these where it's like go on 5 hikes. Somebody in the community shared one where it was like little circles or flowers or something, like a cross like this. And then as they did them, right, like you can see I just put little tallies. We did 3. So you could just fill in those circles as you go. And then when you have them all filled, then you can highlight it or cross it out, which I think is really fun. So I took the same layout. I just changed that to a 6 and I swapped some of mine around. And then any that I did, I cleared out. And then I added some new ones, but like I said, I still have 2 empty spots that I need to figure out what I'm going to put in there. But that is how I set up my bingo. So it can kind of be like a, I don't know, it's like a glorified to-do list, but I think if you like gamify it, it's more fun. That's my goal. It's just to make it fun to fill out. So yeah, that's my bingo card situation. Let's see. Hopefully that answered that for you, Amy. Yeah, Brendan, I use Canva for all of that kind of stuff. We make our vision boards in Canva too. That digital one I printed in Canva. Let me show you. And those are nice because you can do them in all different sizes. So that was last year's that I did in Canva. And then this year's. So I just really like that style collage. It just makes it easy to like drag and drop and move things around till you're happy with them. Another question that I had from the community is, how do I start using my planner consistently, right? There's been a lot of concern of like, I'm so excited. It's the first week of January. I have my planner, but every other year I'm this excited. And then by like mid-February, I'm forgot to use my planner. Like it's not, how do I stay consistent with it? And so for that, I would say, if you know that you have commitment issues with your planner, I would suggest trying to set yourself up like a weekly check-in time. So if it's like, if you know Sunday nights, everything's ready for the week, kids are in bed, you have, 15, 20 minutes to yourself, maybe put on like a face mask, get some water, set yourself up, right? And take 10 to 15 minutes to plan out your week. Because even if you're not checking your planner every single day through that week, if anything big is coming up, checking it on Sunday and writing everything down is going to help you to like not miss the big stuff, at least. And building that routine of knowing that, every week at this time on this day, that's my planner time, is just nice to help you build up that habit, right, of using your planner. The thing that I do sounds very silly. It is the most simple thing possible, but I use the 5x8 every day because it fits in there's one pocket of my work bag. It fits perfectly in there. As soon as I get to work, my pencil case and my planner come out of my work bag. This goes next to me. I have my little bookmark in here. I flip to my page and that stays on my desk at work all day so that I can add things to my to-do list. I can go through, like today I was talking with Meredith. We're going to be working on something. She's crazy busy this next week. So I was able to go in and put ahead of time, next Friday, like 2 Fridays from now, check in with Meredith so I don't forget. But if I have this in my purse hidden, I will not think about it. I will not write the things down. I won't. I just know me and I won't. So it's been a habit of mine that as soon as I sit down at my desk in the morning, I pull out my planner, I plop it open, and I put it doesn't even have to be right here, just on my desk, so that through the day, it's top of mind and I have it there when I'm ready for it. Yes, exactly. Set a Google event to remind you to plan for the week, set an alarm, make it like a whole ritual. If you're like me and you have like a comfort show, put on Bob Ross or Gilmore Girls in the background and take your time to plan. Whatever you need to do. But if you think to yourself like, oh, I have to be in my planner all day, every day, writing every single detail down, that can get very overwhelming. Versus if you think like, oh, I'm just going to promise myself that I'm going to, sit down Sundays, 15 minutes, right? Set a timer, set a 10-minute timer. There's a thing in my family, like if there's something you're dreading doing, set a timer. And depending on what it is, sometimes you beat the timer and you're like, well, why did I get myself all worked up that it was going to be such a process, such a long commitment, such a whatever, so hard to do. But really, I got it done in half the time. So like the face mask idea. Yeah, whatever it takes to make you feel like it's that you time. Planning is 100% can be a form of self-care. So if you want to, partner it up with other forms of self-care, I say go for it. Let's see. Nikki said, I love the bingo card. I need to make one. It'll help me compete against myself to get things done. It really does. And it's like exciting. I try to check back with mine, like maybe once a month, every other month. And like being able to look, or like as soon as I hit the 30 books, I was so excited to be like, oh, now I can open up my planner and cross off my my goal that I hit. It's silly, but it does. It kept me excited, and it's something that's just for you. But also, if you are in our Facebook group, which if you're not, you should be, it's a free Facebook group, our free community. And we love sharing. I've seen a couple people sharing their bingo cards. I've seen so many vision boards this week. And like the letters to myself. My favorite one so far, someone was like, don't be a punk, in her letter to herself. I was cracking up. But we love seeing everybody's inspiration, and we love seeing everybody asking each other for inspiration. So yes, and being able to look back afterwards is very nice, for sure. Being able to look back and see everything you accomplished for the year is very important. Let's see, what's another good question? Okay, we talked about, if you have a pocket planner, maybe you want the habit tracker for would be a good partnering depending on what you need. So that makes me think, we've had some people asking like, well, am I supposed to only have one planner? Am I supposed to have multiple planners? How do I know what to put in each? I know, I'm gonna say I know, but I'm like 99% sure that Nikki is using a separate planner for workout things. I think that was a thing that I saw. I know lots of people use a separate planner just for working out or just for food tracking. One of our girls in our community, Megan, has had some crazy health stuff going on this year. And so she told me that she uses a pocket planner. She keeps it with her and keeps it as a food diary so that she has enough room to write down her food. It's small enough she can take it with her wherever she goes. She doesn't have to worry about it blocking or taking up space in her regular planner. But for her, it makes sense to have two. Yeah, okay, perfect. Nikki says she is. I was like, man, if I'm remembering that wrong, I'm gonna feel really bad. So yeah, it's up to you. If the idea of many planners feels like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to juggle all of these things, then just have one. And maybe if you're worried about how much you have to fit in one, just get a bigger one, right? A lot more stuff. I can show you, in fact, how much stuff. The pocket planner, okay, this same exact information that's on 3 days of a pocket planner looks like well, this is a column. That's not really fair. Hold on. Do I have it in here? I don't think I do. All right, well, you'll get the same idea. It's not exact, but right. So this is columns. It's a little different, but still an 8.5 by 11 versus a 4 by 6. You're going to be able to just fit so much more information in a big guy. If you have a lot of stuff, if you have work and home and kids and parents and whatever else, and you know you need a space to write, then one of the big ones is probably for you. If you know that you just need a small space to jot down whatever and you need it to be simple, then a smaller one is for you. I will tell you that how I separate mine. I use 2 planners, and the way I use mine, I use a monthly planner and then my 5 by 8. Yeah, this is a good one to show. So this is my obviously 2025, but I have my 2026 over there too. I just wanted you to see one that was like, used. So this is my work week and my home week, right? We said I'm splitting this scheduled appointments, to-dos, and home. And then my monthly planner is for all my content. So obviously I'm live here with you today. I do lives for Bloom. I do lives for other companies. I do make YouTube videos and reels and TikToks for Bloom and multiple other companies as well. So I need a place where I can keep all of my posting schedules straight. Right? So, and this might look insane to you, but it makes sense to me. I color assign everything, and you can see too. Some months look like that, and some months look like that. And it's okay because it's my planner. It's just my planner. So yeah, this helps me to see where there are gaps, right? It lets me see like, okay, there's something here every day except the 17th. Now that could be like, okay, well, I guess I better fill in something on the 17th. Or it can be like, oh my God, I have every day has something except one day. Maybe I should cross out a couple and give myself a couple days off here or there. But being able to see my whole month at once for something like content is really helpful. Where if I'm putting that just in my small planner, things are going to get lost. I'm not going to remember to flip ahead to February to see a due date of a project. I'm just not. If I have the monthly planner, I have a much better chance of being able to see it and remembering to look for it. So whether you use one planner or 4 planners, we have lots of options for you. But there is no like one size fits all. But don't feel bad either way. If you use one planner and you feel like it does what you need, don't feel pressured or influenced by things you see on the internet, Instagram, that you need a planner stack, right? If your planner feels like it's struggling to hold everything, then yeah, maybe a planner stack is for you. But if you love what you're using, don't feel pressured to go crazy either. That's a really easy one to fall into. We see these beautiful planner stacks online, and they are beautiful, but like not everybody needs that. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are liking the Q&A. Yay, me too. Let's see, I know I have some other really good ones that people had asked. What planner accessories are actually worth it? So that's a great question. We at Bloom and myself personally love a zebra mild liner. Okay. I have many, and you saw I do color code, and I like to change up my colors for each month. I have a couple pens that I personally am obsessed with. Emily from the Bloom team brought some of these back from Japan, and I managed to find them online, and I ordered a bunch. These are Uni Jet Streams, but whatever pen you like, but we do love a mild liner. They hold up really well. They don't bleed through our paper for any of our planners. So I would tell you some kind of highlighter or marker of your choice. 1,000% grab yourself a ruler. You can get them at the dollar store. They also have some I've seen where it like clips in or clips on, or if you have a small one. I still have my small one that's not a T-square. Well, look, I have this one that's magnetic. Even that, oh, it's this. No, that's thick. Let me show you this magnetic one. Even if you can find one like this, I don't need it right for the magnetic part, but it would totally fit in your planner pocket there, and then you could just have it with you, and then when you need it, you have a little ruler. So I do like having a ruler with my planner stuff. If you are somebody who's going to be adding pages in or scrapbooking with your planner, I cannot recommend the Tombow Mono adhesive enough. It's a little tape runner. So this kind of folds over so you can pop it in your bag if you need to. But all you have to do is swipe it across. It dispenses the tape for you. You tape whatever you need, and then you're good to go. There's no glue, there's no sticky, there's no liquid, there's no mess. Love that. Love my Tombow adhesive. And then if you are also like me and you like color, washi tape is always fun. I have washi tapes from all over. Shout out to our girl, Irene over at Simply Gilded. We love her. We did a beautiful washi collab with her. She has many other stunning washies in whatever color scheme you could want. And I feel like Nikki is more of classic minimalist planner girly. And I feel like you would approve of I went like a little softer with my washi this month, a little more neutral, but I like it. And I think it matches the cover really well. That's why I picked that washi tape. But you can keep it more minimal. You can make it super loud and punchy and rainbow like those. Just know that there's lots of things that you can bring into accessorize your planner. And speaking of, almost all of our planners come with a magnetic bookmark, and that would also be on the top of my list for planner accessories that are worth it. Yes, I see a couple people leaving comments. Please leave your top planner accessories in the comments too, so we can all share. I'll share our ideas. So Robbie said she loves a zebra mild liner too. Let's see. Random Pretty Secret says she loves the zebra mild liner brush pens. Oh yeah, I haven't played with those a lot. I'm pretty sure Meredith has some of those at work though. I should have her show me. Nikki said mild liners, rulers, stickers, and something to hold them all together. 100%. Speaking of stickers, oh, they're here. I did bring some stickers because one of the other questions that I had was, how do I color code without overdoing it? Right? Which can be like super tricky. So I would tell you, right, the way I color code. Where's my other one? Let me show you. I try either way. I try to limit myself to 3 to 4 colors at the most, right? So in my big monthly spread here, we have a color code key: teal for work, blue for home, purple for family. And then I go through and I make my notes, right? Back to school, my work planner Q&A, plan with me for February, stuff that I have to do Tuesdays and Thursdays at home. So if you want to do something with markers, that's a great way to set yourself up and do some color coding. But if even that you're like, I don't know, I don't want to have my markers, I wanted to share with you our calendar essentials and color coding stickers. I brought these in aesthetic boho, but we have them in many different color ways. And these are really fun because you can color code just with like simple dots and shapes and not have to worry about, you know, markers or which marker did I use and is it the same right color. And a little stack like this will fit into that pocket in your planner as well, like that. And then you just have them with you for like the whole year, right? So anytime that you need to then go back in and add a little dot to keep yourself on track of like, you know, this day is for this, whatever. I don't usually color code for the weeks. I usually color code for the month, but you can do whatever you want to do. And you could just put the little stickers on the side as your key. So play around with both of those systems and see what like speaks to you. And just know that if you're like a beige minimalist girly, we have the aesthetic boho. We have the super bright happy seasons, which is like pink, orange, blue, like really fun colors. And then we also have like sweater weather, which is more like burnt orange, sagey green. So still colors, but not as bright. We have jewel tones. We've got something for everybody. We've got it. We've got you covered. And then that also segues me into, I got a couple questions from people asking, like, how do I make planning feel fun again? Right? The end of the year tends to be super hectic, super crazy. We've got parties and spirit days and potlucks and presents and family things. And it's just like so much stuff that planning can feel like heavy. And so I think having that reset time in January is really nice to bring the fun back to it. And to keep things, to get things back to being like light. And for me personally, I love, like I said, adding the washi tape. It just took me 2 minutes, right, to add that into my planner. It makes it feel cute. It makes me smile when I open my planner. But the easiest way for me to make planning fun is stickers. It just is. We're Bloom Daily stickers. You know what I mean? So I brought some examples of ones that I felt take something that could be very boring or monotonous or I don't know, the stuff you're gonna have to do, but it just like cutifies it. It just makes it a little fun. So I grabbed like rest is self-care, right? Little reminders. Did you drink your water? It has like the little water tracker, step counter, face mask, positive affirmations, like take a nap, right? Rest is self-care. Workday essentials. There's like a whole sheet just of these virtual meeting stickers in here. If you're gonna have to have multiple virtual meetings a week, wouldn't it be more fun to put on a cute sticker than having to write out virtual meeting Zoom over and over again? Household chore sticker pack. Nobody wants to have to remember which night is trash night and which night is trash and recycling. But if you're gonna have to remember, you might as well remember with a cute sticker, right? Same with meal planning. I don't want to do that. I don't even know if I want to do that with the stickers, but at least having the stickers would make it cute. Would be very cute. And then we have our new pet dog lover sticker pack. And for all the cat people, we heard you. It's in the works, I promise. But yeah, dog lover stickers has like the trips to the groomer, the like tick and heartworm medicine reminders, all the things that you're not going to want to have to think about are in there, ready to go for you. All the mundane things can be cute if you want them to be. Or doodle. Right? Doodle, add a marker, get yourself a fun pen that you like. That's fine too. Doesn't have to be a sticker. And then for somebody who needs inspiration on goals or things to do, especially like quarterly, if you like the bingo card, but you're like, nah, I don't know if that's going to quite fit, or maybe you want like a mini bingo card kind of thing, or a seasonal bucket list, if you will. I did want to share that we do have those seasonal bucket list stickers, which also have a ton of inspiration for things to do every season. So keep that in mind if that's something that you want to work on this year, being more intentional about experiences or bucket list items, whatever you need. Yeah, anything can be made cute, 100%. Oh, and Robbie's been using her monthly essentials for her Spanish agenda. See, my Spanish is terrible. I did take like 8 years of it in school, but it's not good. Most of the Spanish I remember is from my restaurant kitchen days, and that's not appropriate for YouTube lives. Let's see. What's another good one? Oh, we get asked all the time, what do we recommend for people who have like ADHD, ADD, neurodivergent, easily distracted, anything on that scale? It's a huge spectrum, right? Of like one thing to the other. What do we recommend for that? Do we have a planner for that? And we don't make something specifically for that, but anyone can use a planner if they find the system that works the best for them. And so I would say simplifying things as much as you can would be your best bet. So for different people, that still might mean different things. If you're somebody who needs like a structured day, otherwise you're just gonna like roll from one thing right into the next, right? I know that happens to me a lot. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna do the dishes, and then I'm gonna go, then I see that there's a sweatshirt in the kitchen, so I grab the sweatshirt and I'm like, oh, I'll just throw this in here. Oh, look, there's laundry in here that needs to get done, and I start the laundry, but then I see that, I don't know, right? It's one of those things that just keeps going, and then I end up late for something because I got distracted and didn't just do the dishes. So if that speaks to you, I would recommend a timed planner. And I think something like this, where it's a page a day timed, can be very helpful. So it's like, not that every single line has to be filled out, but to be able to say like, okay, next week, I know on Wednesday, right? Just you write it at the top. This is just a page a day. So you can skip sections too if you need to. If you're somebody who doesn't plan on the weekends, something like this is great because you're not going to waste pages on extra days you're not going to use. But you could go in and say like, okay, I know I have a meeting at 10. That means that I need to be leaving the house at 9:30, which means I need to start getting dressed at 8:30, and I need to be eating breakfast at 7. Like whatever it is, you can work yourself through your day to make sure that you're getting your goals done, right? You're getting your appointments done, you're on track. And if the day is too limiting, we do have another new, that I showed it to you before. Our timed 8.5 by 11 is a great option. It's the whole week in timed columns. And you don't have to do the arrows if that makes it look like messy, but you can see like how clean and simple this can be. Of like, okay, I know Wednesday, this is my day. Super easy to see. I can still see my week. If I have to-dos, I can pop them over here on the side and not have them cluttering up my schedule. So if that helps you separate things, then that's good too. And then I know that even for work, deadlines and stuff, that Jen on our design team, she is my other monthly planner friend. She's like diehard monthly planner girly because she just loves being able to see the whole month at once. If that overwhelms you though, that right, it's hard because there isn't like one size fits all for how our brains work. But the best thing I would say is to just think of a time when you felt like you were working on something and you were like really, it was so easy, it came to you naturally, you were just like in the groove. Was there like nothing around you? Do you need it like super streamlined and clean and clear? Then that one day might be your best bet. Or were you like, you had stuff here and there and you were grabbing and you had your water and you had all your stuff, right? Like I'm sitting at my work desk right now, like my craft desk, and I have stuff all the way around me and I love it because I can like grab whatever I need. But I know artists who need like a complete blank canvas, blank, empty, open desk, and they need to go grab their stuff and bring it back and just have what they need right here. So you just have to figure out how you work and then translate that into what kind of planner. Off the couch. So where are the timed columns? So in our daily to-dos, this is the timed columns, right? So 6, 7, 8, it goes from 6 in the morning until 7 at night. And then in our 8.5 by 11, each day, again, goes 6 to 7. Sorry for any teachers or parents of teenage children that I might have just triggered. So each day is a timed column. And if you don't love either of those layouts, or you don't want the whole, you don't want individual days, or you don't want such a big planner, our vision planners are column style and you can add times to those really easily. So this is a vision planner, right? And so each day is a column and you can just write, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever. You can just add your own times if that speaks to you better. See, I knew, Brennan, I knew you were going to go there. I knew I could trust you to pick up what I was putting down with that one. Let's see. I feel like that's the biggest, those are my biggest takeaways from these questions. Oh, I have one last good one. If you guys have any, pop them in here for me. Still, we'll answer whatever you need. But the one last one that I wanted to tackle with you guys is what to do in a weekly or monthly review, right? So with our vision planner specifically, each month there is a review, a preview page, right? And it helps you to kind of look back and do like a review preview of what you want. So not all of our planners have these, but you can do this in any planner or on your own. You don't even have to write it down, but just taking a minute to go through the month and say, right, okay, December was insanity. Here's everything that I did. Let me flip back through my pages. What the things I like to ask myself, I jotted them down so I wouldn't forget. So, what's one thing that stood out to me that I just like, gosh, I'm so happy I did that. I'm so glad I did that. For me in December, it was that me and my mom had a grown-up girls night and we went to Longwood Gardens and had hot chocolate and walked around, and she got to spend like an hour in the orchid room. And we didn't have to worry about who else was with us and what else they wanted or didn't want to do. It was just so nice to be able to just like have us time, right? So knowing that just filled up my cup, when I'm looking at my January visions, maybe for relationships, I want to put in that me and mom need a girl date, right? Or fun and adventure. Maybe it's, for me, it was that time with my mom, but maybe it's also that if we hadn't ever been to Longwood Gardens before, it's like a big, huge, like garden not center, like estate. They just have like a million different gardens and greenhouses and stuff. So if we hadn't been there before, maybe taking my kids would be a goal under fun and adventure. So thinking about what you're just absolutely thrilled that you did last month, and then also think about what felt heavy or what like you wish you could have just like cut out, of last month? Was there anything that happened that you're like, oh, if I could just never do that again, that would be great? I don't really have an example I can think of for that for December, but if you can think of one, then that needs to be worked into your next month's goals and visions too. So, True Virgo said, sorry, just tuning in and first time. Is this going over new launch planners? Kind of. I'm just doing a planner Q&A, answering planner questions from the chat and also stuff our community had left for us before, just kind of anything planner related. It is new planner season, but our 2026 planners have been out since September, maybe September. So our launch, we kind of we did that earlier, but if you have questions on planners, you let me know. Yeah. And then the other thing I would tell you too, when we're talking about reviews and previews, if you don't love the idea of a like a monthly, at least think about going in and doing these last pages at the end of your planner for the year. So monthly highlights, that's when it's nice to be able to go back to each month and kind of look over what was the best thing that happened that month, what was absolutely amazing, what do you not want to forget, and you pop those in. Important dates for next year, which I also brought with me one of our perpetual calendars, because I feel like we never talk about those, but they're so helpful. Hold on. There she is. So we have perpetual calendars, which is basically this, but in more detail. So these are for anything that isn't like day of the week specific. So birthdays, anniversaries, things like that, right? Things that are the same every year, right? My cousin's birthday is January 3rd every year. So I would write Rachel's birthday. And then every year I can just reflip through it. It stays the same, or you can just keep adding to it. So anything that you know that you need to remember in here, you can also add to a perpetual calendar if you need more space than this to remember everything you've got going on. And then the last one is the year of growth, right? So take a moment to reflect on each of these categories. Think about, compare your scores with what you had at the beginning of your planner. So that's an important one too. Did I cover mine up? There's a year of growth check-in page. It says on there, page 5. There we go. So you can check in at the beginning of your year and then check back in at the end of your year. And the way these work is you score yourself in each category. So if you feel like, relationship, me and my husband were super strong, no issues, I feel super solid, 9, right? Health and fitness this year, my levels are good, my blood work's coming back great. I don't know that I'll ever feel like a 9 again, but a solid 7, you know what I mean? Then we fill that in. But maybe I'm very stressed about bills. Who knows this year? And so maybe I give bills a 3 or a 2, finances. And so then I know this year that that's something I need to work on, so that when we get to the year of growth at the end, I can look at that and say, we got new systems in place. I got a new savings account set up. I did, auto withdraw $10 a week, whatever it is, that helps you move the needle on that score. That's what we're looking for. Will there ever be a new dated chronic illness planner? Because the time spent dating it takes a toll. I don't know for sure, Mally, if that's going to happen. I know that we've had many requests for it. The issue, I believe, is how many we need to print at a time to make sure that there's enough demand for how many we have to print. But also, if somebody gets diagnosed with something in between when our planners start, that can be hard because you might feel like you needed it. It would be a lifeline in April, but then you're missing out on either those first 3 months of your planner that you can't use, or you end up trying to wait. So it's definitely tricky, but I will bring it up with Michelle and Jen and Mare, because we're always looking for feedback, and we definitely want to get you guys what you need. So I will make a note on my paper right here. Mare, Michelle, Jen, chronic dated. It's on there. I got you. But we do understand that dating it is not an easy thing, especially for someone depending on what the chronic illness is. I definitely hear you on that one. So yeah, those were the main questions that I had that I wanted to answer for you guys. I hope that this helped. I hope this inspires you to break out your planner if you haven't already. If you haven't even bought your planner yet, it's okay. It happens. You'll get there. You get there eventually. And if you have had your planner since November, October, September, and you're just like itching to use it, then I hope that you get to celebrate the start of the new year with your new planner. And I think the most important thing that I want to have you guys feel is like it's not intimidating. It doesn't need to be scary. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's just your planner. It's for you. I would love to see a gray tone planner. Colors limit sticker use. Gotcha. Sunday start. Gotcha. Okay. I will make those notes for Michelle as well. So Sunday start and gray or neutral planner spreads. Got it. Heard loud and clear. Yeah, I don't know about disc bound. I can't promise that I can do that one. We're pretty hardcore married to our gold binding, but I can bring it up. It never hurts to ask, right? I also forgot to mention that pretty much all of our planners except for pocket planners also come with free stickers. So you get a free sticker sample sheet and the magnet. So if you didn't know that, check the back of your planner, because those are must-have accessories in my opinion as well. But that is going to wrap things up for us tonight, guys. I am just so grateful for everyone who came to hang out with me, for all your questions and your feedback and your kind comments. Whether you're using Bloom or any other planner, I hope that you're inspired to get to work on setting some goals, have fun, make a bingo card, make a vision board, do whatever you need to do, some bucket lists to make it fun, and get excited for the cool things that are coming in 2026. I feel like this is going to be a much brighter year for a lot of people, and I hope that that's true for you too. So thank you again for hanging out with me. I will be back here live at the end of the month. Let me tell you when from my planner, on January 27th for a plan with me for February. So keep an eye out for that. And like I said before, if you're not a part of our free Facebook community, you should be. There's so much fun stuff going on over there. We are always asking for feedback, taking polls for new covers or layout designs or interior colors and printables and all kinds of stuff. So lots of fun stuff going on over there. The links to that community group should be down in the description for you. And if you're watching this in the replay and you made it this far, you're amazing and we appreciate you too. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I hope to see you soon, and I hope you have a lovely night planning. Bye, guys.